Hello, welcome back. This week we're going to look at solving radical equations. This is another review topic, so if you feel like you don't need a refresher, go ahead and move on to the assignments. But if you do, then that is what this video is for. So first, we'll look at the steps for solving a radical equation. First, you want to isolate the radical, and if there's more than one radical, then you want a radical on each side of the equal sign. Use the inverse operation to cancel the radical. So if you have the square root, then the inverse of a square root is to square. If you have a cube root, the inverse of a cube root is to cube. The inverse of a fifth root is to take the fifth power. So you're going to do the inverse of whatever radical you have. Continue to solve using the inverse operations to get the variable by itself. You don't stop until you have 1x or 1n or 1s, whatever your variable is, equal to something. It should only be one of the variables. And then you have to check for extraneous solutions. So extraneous solution is when you plug in the answer that you get, and even though you did all your math correctly, it doesn't yield a true statement. So you have to check, because sometimes you do get some extraneous solutions. And if you do, then the answer will be no solution. Here's our first example. So 7 plus 2 square root of x plus 1 is equal to 11. So we want to isolate this radical right here. We want to get just this radical and everything underneath it by itself on this side. In order to do that, first I need to subtract 7. So we have 2 square root of x plus 1 is equal to 4. Then I need to get rid of this 2, so divide by 2. And then the square root of x plus 1 would equal 2. Now that the square root is isolated, now we need to actually get rid of the square root. So the inverse of that is to take the whole thing and square it. And I'm going to do that to both sides. When you square a square root, then they cancel each other out because they are inverses of each other. So x plus 1 is equal to 4. And then solve for x, so minus 1. And x is equal to 3. Now, you think the answer is 3. You do have to check it. So this is just a possible answer. To check, plug it in. 7 plus 2 square root of 3 plus 1 is equal to 11. Now, to check this, 3 plus 1 is 4. So this is the square root of 4. I'm going to write everything else the way that it was. Now it's 7 plus 2. And then the square root of 4 is 2. So then this is 7 plus 2 times 2 is 4. And 7 plus 11 is 7 plus 4 is 11. And 11 is equal to 11. You get a true statement here. That means x plus 3 is your solution. Okay, so now we'll do another one. And you can pause the video and solve this one out. Check your answer and see if you did it correctly the way that I do. But if not, then example 2, now we have a cube root, so I'm going to get the cube root by itself. The cube root and everything under it needs to be by itself. So first I would subtract 6. We get the cube root of x minus 4 is equal to 3. Now the inverse of a cube root would be to cube. Cubing a cube root cancels out, so x minus 4 is equal to, now 3 cubed is not 3 times 3, it's 3 times 3 times 3. So that is 27. And then we add 4, and x is equal to 31. Now, again, we think that is the answer. Is it really though? To make sure, check. So 6 plus cube root of 31 minus 4 is equal to 9. So 6 plus cube root of 31 minus 4 is 27. The cube root of 27 is 3. And 6 plus 3 is 9. And 9 is equal to 9 always, so x is equal to 31 definitely. Hopefully you got that one right if you tried it on your own. Here's another one. Again, feel free to pause the video and try it on your own and check your answer. So right here, we have the fourth root of 2x minus 1 plus 5 is equal to 7. So subtract 5. We'll have the fourth root of 2x minus 1 is equal to 2. To get rid of the fourth root, we're going to raise it to the fourth power. And we'll have 2x minus 1 is equal to, now again, this is 2 to the fourth power, so 2 times another 2 times another 2. That's 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So be careful with your exponents here. Add 1, 2x is equal to 17, and divide by 2, and x is equal to 17 halves. Possibly, but to really make sure, check, plug it in. Fourth root of 2 times 17 halves minus 1 plus 5 is equal to 7. Okay, and then we check. So fourth root of 2 times 17 halves minus 1. So this would be the fourth root of 2 times 7 over 2 is just 17 minus 1. And 17 minus 1 is 16. And the fourth root of 16 is 2. Whoops. Erase. So that's 2. And then we have plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. And it should equal 7. And 5 plus 2 is 7. And 7 equals 7. So 17 over 2, even though the answer is weird, when you plug it in, or not weird, it's a decimal. So even if you get a decimal or a fraction, when you plug it in, as long as it works, that's the correct answer. So x is equal to 17 halves. Okay, your next one here looks a little different, but it's the same thing. When you have that exponent that is a fraction, it just means that it is a radical. So x plus 2 to the 1/2 power, and this is an exponent. That's how it looks in Microsoft. So 13 minus, since the radical is 1/2, it is a square root, x minus plus 2. So you can rewrite it like this, or you could just leave it the way it is, but it doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead and solve this like we did all of the other ones. Subtract 13, subtract 13. You still have that negative though. Negative square root of x plus 2 is now equal to negative 3. And I still have to get rid of that negative. So multiply it by negative 1 or divide by negative 1, doesn't matter. Same thing. So negative 1 times that would leave you with just the square root of x plus 2, which is what we want, is equal to positive 3. Now, that negative 1 just gets rid of that negative. It doesn't change anything underneath the radical. So now that we have isolated the radical there, now we can do the inverse, which is square. So x plus 2 is equal to 9. Subtract 2, and x is equal to 7. Maybe it is. Check. 13 minus square root of 7 plus 2 is equal to 10. So 13 minus square root 7 plus 2 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. And 13 minus 3 is definitely 10. So we get a true statement. X is equal to 7 is correct. Okay, here's another one. Now this is 1/4 power, so instead of the square root, you'd have a fourth root of x minus 1. So 12 plus this is another way to write this equation. Go ahead and solve. Subtract 12, subtract 12. So fourth root of x minus 1 is equal to negative 3. And then we'll take the fourth power this. So x minus 1 is equal to negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. So negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Another negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. And 9 times 9 is 81. So x minus 1 equals 81. Add 1. X is equal to 82. Possibly. Make sure you check. So 12 plus 4th root of, our answer was 82, minus 1, is that equal to 9? So 4th root of 82 minus 1 is 81. The 4th root of 81 we did over here basically, which is 3. And 13 plus 3 is 15. And 15 is definitely not equal to 9. So this is no solution. So that's why it's important to check. We did all of the math correctly, but it was no solution when you plugged it back in. It just didn't work. Okay, so if you are on level, regular, this was your last example, you can go ahead and go to the assignments. If you're pre-AP, I have one more example for you.